Yeah.
So we tried to do the same with everything we could think of, and just bring a better platform to the UK. But obviously, we then thought the name has got to be memorable. We wanted something very British.
That's what I wanted to get to. One of the main things I wanted to talk about, and you've mentioned it to me briefly, and I thought it just makes a really cool story as well. But the name, right? So how did you come about the name?
I've got. I was from. My dad was from Manchester. We've got lots of family that are all northern, and obviously it's a northern phrase. So I've always known of the phrase. And then one night I just suddenly thought, eBUYgumm. We wanted something where we could have characters, and the northern, handicap, and it all gave us these nice kiddie characters and stuff as well. So for promotion, like the teddy bears, we like to do nice things as well. So it's kind of, when you're in business, if I can do marketing that helps people or gives people stuff, I prefer to do that than give it to Facebook and give it to these others. So you'll see us doing lots of giveaways, but that's the kind of thing we prefer to do. I woke up and thought, what a great name. It's quite a funny story actually, because I thought I loved the name, and I thought it's something I know, and I want some gimmicks for sales. I knew we were going to have to go out and do a tour, so we've actually got 4 6 7 foot characters all matching our Ernie, Buddy and Gummy, so they go out with us on the tour, or did before COVID of course. So that was the plan, to go out all over the UK. I decided that I woke up with the name and thought, yeah, this is a fabulous name. I loved it. It was like, yeah, it's great. It's northern, it's very British, of course. And the northern people are very tight. It's all about money, and we're saving money. So it's just everything was perfect for it, really.
Yeah.
So I sort of phoned my brother, and I said, I've got it. I've got the name. Because I wouldn't do it without a great name. I just thought the name has to be good. So I phoned him up and I said, eBUYgumm. And I said, and he went, it's horrible. I went, you don't like it? I said, I absolutely love it. He said, nah. He said, I think you should try and find something better. I said, okay. So I thought, I put the phone down, and I was a little bit disappointed, because I thought, wow, first person I've asked, and he doesn't like it.
Rubbish.
Yeah, it's great. So anyway, I went to bed, and thought nothing of it. Woke up the next morning, and I got a phone call very early, and it was my brother, and he just said, I absolutely love it. I said, what do you mean? He said, eBUYgumm. He said, I've got a terrible brain. He said, and my memory is really bad. He said, but I woke up and it's the first thing on my mind. He said, it's fabulous, I love it. Yeah. So that's, for me, just said it then. That was that actually. So going from that sort of disappointment to the following morning saying, that's it, it's brilliant. If he's remembered it, then...
I'm the same with it, to be honest. I'm rubbish with names, and I still, like, now, I can't, like, I suffer from dyslexia, right? So, like, Spock, for example.
Yeah.
What a bad name.
Yeah, it took me ages to sort of get to that.
Yeah, and I can't even spell it to this day, right? But I think, eBUYgumm, as soon as you said it, I remembered it. Yeah. And, I think it's a good name.
And most do. We have had, most people, it's a love or hate, but I think for us, most people love it. There's only the very odd couple of people that have sort of
hated it,
not liked it. But one guy phoned me and he said, I love what you're doing, absolutely love the content, this is awesome, we've needed it for years. Yeah. He said, the name's a bit strange. I mean, I was actually on the phone to him, because I like to take phone calls and talk to people about it. So I did say to him, I said, okay, I said, just, he said, why did you call it eBUYgumm? I said, just call me back tomorrow and tell me if you remember it. And he didn't need to call me back, he went, I love it. Yeah. He said, you just changed my mind.
Talking about haters for the name though.
Yes.
Interesting story that you told me. So
a little story.
So one of the main haters is obviously one of the big players.
Yes. A lovely day.
Can we talk about the story on camera?
Of course we can.
You don't mind? I didn't know if there's any restrictions on it or no.
And it's one the papers would have picked up, but obviously I wasn't doing it for that reason. So they said if I'd have told them about this when it was going on, it would have been a huge story. But we didn't look at it as that. We just thought this big giant is trying to close us down, and we're not having it. We're standing our ground.
So the logo, I just want to. I've had a few people mention the logo and say it's a copy of. That's not your actual logo, is it?
No,
it's very similar to it, but you've.
If you like, I mean, I got into copyright law and everything. It's. I mean, eBay is a tiny 4-letter word. They tried to say the font was the same. It's totally different fonts if you put it together. The reason we came up with this is the E is for, it's the E of the internet. That's the E. Everybody represents internet.
Yeah.
The buy logo represents buying.
Yeah.
And then the gum was part of the northern phrase that just cemented the whole word.
Yeah.
So and these colours what do these colours, take eBay away, what do these colours remind you of? Google.
Yeah.
Internet, Google, buying. So for us, the logo was designed around that concept.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, the colours are all in a different arrangement to eBay and Google.
Yeah.
So we wanted our own logo, but then we liked it, but obviously eBay didn't. They tried to say we'd copied everything, but we hadn't copied everything. If it was a copy of eBay and Gumtree, it would have been called eBUYgumm, and there's no such word.
No.
So we weren't going to use that.
Yeah.
But, they came for us quite strongly. What I did originally was say, look. So I said, okay, you're not happy with the colours. I disagree with you totally about it, but what I'll do is, because we don't want to be represented by you, if that's what you feel, I said, we'll remove the colours, so we'll make it one solid colour. And they said that's not enough. Basically, they wanted us gone. They wanted us, I think, closed down. They tried to take the website off us, of course, and everything, but failed drastically. I think it was about a 30-point. You can actually read it because it's on the website. It's on Nominet's website.
Yeah.
You can go into the case and read it all. It's quite big, but took quite a bit of time to do. But Nominet, rightly so, came up with the right decision and said no. And it was one of the biggest. Michael Silverleaf, a huge IP intellectual property guy. So it was it was fantastic. So to get the result back that he actually said he disagreed with basically everything that they'd said. But the colours, of course, he said, it's if anything, it's cheeky, and that's. But he said.
But you could use them if you want. You're allowed to use them colours.
That's our logo. And it's all past
so you
that.
can do that.
Yeah. What we did was again, I tried to say, well, I don't want to be recognised as you. We're the new. We're the way forward. We want rid of you. Really, we want to help the UK make more money. So I just thought, let's change it to blue. If that's what a few people think. I don't want anyone to think it, so let's remove the colours, so that's what we did. But the idea, the original concept was E for internet, buy logo, and Google Colours makes internet again, so we wanted everyone to know it was online shopping.
So on the back of that dispute you had with eBay, something cropped up in the media, and it was on a really mainstream channel.
This depends how you look at it, but for me, I'm quite into the way the world works, and a lot of lawyers are all down in London together. And
before you start, there's no proof on this; it's just speculation.
Just assumption for me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, you make your own mind up on this. But I'm out one day, and I get my phone suddenly starts ringing like mad, and I'm sort of what's going on, and. In the end, I was actually at a kind of church meeting, and it wouldn't stop. And I'm thinking, oh crikey! And somebody said, "Will you answer that?" It was that bad. So I said, "Okay." So I picked the phone up, and it was just non-stop texts. Can't believe you're on Coronation Street. I'm thinking, I thought me at first. I'm thinking, hey, I'm on Coronation Street. And then I said, I don't understand. Why is everyone texting me? I said, this one guy had filmed it, and then he sent me the video. So I'm sat there watching it, and I was blown away with what I saw. So obviously, I think you're going to show a little clip.
We're going to try if we can. I've seen the clip, but we're going to try and see if I can get it downloaded and put onto film. So if it is, it's going to be here right now.
I had millions of ideas like that. They just never seem to work out. Instead of making a fortune, I end up in court. So what's the latest then? Well, I'm thinking of getting into the online game. You know, buying and selling. So what's the idea? Well, it's like eBay, but only for people in the north. Well, it's like a cross between eBay and Gumtree. But have you got a name for it? That's the best bit. I'm thinking of calling it eBUYgumm.com.
And how about that? What do you think?
Well, it is crazy because it was in the middle of it. I didn't get to see the series, but everybody tells me it was absolutely out of context. It was, it just suddenly thrown in the middle, and you'll see on the clip that the guy comes in and says he's now. Keeping in mind, we're in the middle of this legal battle now. Yeah. So this clip, just to get it clear, this clip materialised in the middle of the battle. Yeah. So I contacted Coronation Street because I was really angry at first.
And they were trying to connect saying you were using eBay and Gumtree, merging them together.
The argument was
well, that's what they said in Coronation Street, didn't they?
Yeah, this is what eBay said. eBay had said, we are copying them, putting their two names together, trying to pinch their customers. And we said, no, we don't. We're a new breed.
And eBay, just to get this, a lot of people don't know this. But eBay and Gumtree are the same company.
Yes, they've kept it quiet for a long time as well. I only found that out again because of this, and then I looked into it a little bit to find out, that they have kept
I
it quiet.
googled it since speaking to you, and it is.
And a lot of people don't know, because I actually did a survey as well in the middle of this on purpose, because they made out that we knew. So I did a survey and said who knew, and it was sort of 80-20. 80% didn't know that eBay had bought Gumtree, of course.
Yeah.
But so the story was in the middle of this battle. This is my assumption again. We're arguing over the fact that we've just put these two names together to try and pinch their customers, etc. So we're in the middle of this, and then on Coronation Street comes, hopefully they'll have just seen it now, this little piece where that guy talks about putting eBay and Gumtree together.
Yeah.
Now what I do know is that there's about 30 million people watching Coronation Street. Now I would call that grooming.
Yeah.
Trying to put it into people's heads. Planting a seed.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing that I saw. Luckily, the solicitor who was helping at the time, I phoned him the next morning and said, wow, I've got to send you this. And he said exactly the same thing. Wow, he said, I can't believe that's... He said, I believe that's been, been done, but you make your own mind.
So,
great story, though.
That was a cool story.
Yeah, great story.
Good free advertising. And you're saying that, unfortunately, because... you went to the media, picked up on this all after the court case.
Yeah, obviously we're just getting on with what we do. So I think it was I actually sent it. That was December, I think it was, and sometime in July, Nominet actually, and this was brilliant because Nominet, if you Google it, you will find it up as Nominet. I think it's the MD of Nominet or the head of Nominet. Actually, every year puts a little write up about the year because Nominet fight, because you can close websites down, people can copy websites, and it's a big business. I didn't realise it was so big.
Yeah.
And so they have some really big stories, some really big cases all over the world, or Nominet UK I think ours was, but they're really big businesses. Facebook, I'm trying to think, there's some massive names on it, so, and they've all had these legal battles. And his favourite one for the year, he basically starts off discussing about Facebook and some of these big giants having these fights over domains. But he says, but my favourite one for the year was the David and Goliath eBUYgumm story. So that made me think, and I thought, wow, it is a big story actually. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I actually wrote to a couple of papers then and said, I've got this story, and they come back and said, wow, awesome story, but you needed to tell us at the time.
Yeah. Not
so if anyone out there, if you do get a story like that,
do it at the time.